Well, I started smoking. I was pretty young. I was 13 years old, way too young. Always had a beautiful relationship with the plant. I stopped once in a while, but always fell back in love. And then I started when I was about 18 years old. I noticed that I was really using it as a medicine as well in my life because I had chronic back pains. So I had my physician write me what do you call it, for medicinal cannabis,
Like a prescription.
and I started, yeah, prescription, and I started getting it from the pharmacy every now and then, but noticed that the quality was not that good. And then I discovered online a thing called cannabis oil around 2015, 16. And that really opened my eyes. It changed my life. And it really made me aware that cannabis is so much more than just getting high. And I really dove into the subject. I went online, started reading everything I could about it, and then came a point where I wanted to do something with my life that I actually enjoyed instead of just working for money and things. So that's the point in my life where I decided to do cannabis. And while I had never written a blog before, I just applied to the website where I was always getting my information from. Like, hey, I love you guys. I'm always checking out your content, and I'd love to contribute in any way. Is there any way I could come work for you guys? And they said, yeah, sure, why not? Come over. We're about to launch a website about medicinal cannabis soon, and you might be the dude for that. And that's how it all started for me in 2016, 17, 16, I think. I started working with the guys, did over a year there, read a lot and written a lot of cannabis content about how cannabis works in the human body and the different cannabinoids and terpenes and receptors and all these flavonoids and all this different information, and super interesting. But in a sense, it was always about sick people as well, you know? While that's a big part of cannabis and it can help for a lot of people feel better and be more positive in life, I was just a young dude in an office reading all these comments every day about people that were really sick. And that was the point that I thought, like, okay, I definitely like medicinal cannabis still as a thing, as a subject, and I want to still advocate for it, and I still use it medicinally. But for me to, as a young dude, be working in this industry where I was also taking a lot of these stories home with me, you know, these were people with cancer, people with chronic pains, people that couldn't walk, people that had all these brain injuries, all these crazy things that I was taking that all home with me, you know, and I really got depressed by all these stories. And there was one point, there was a girl who was actually the same age as my wife was at that point, and she had terminal cancer, you know, and she was gonna die, bro, and that hit so hard and that stuck on to me, and I was like, I can't deal with this on a daily basis anymore, you know, because I want to help everybody, I want to see everybody be healthy and fine, but I can't just I don't have the ability to do it for everybody. So I have to stop trying. And so I dove into the recreational market and started working for a cannabis seed company, did the marketing and a lot of other stuff as well for Amsterdam Genetics for a while. Learned a lot about the coffee shop industry at the Boerenjongen Sloterdijk location. Our office was just above that. And I was doing a lot behind the scenes. It was super interesting, really major stepping stone for my career as well, because say what you want to say about the organization, it still is a really big organization. So you're about to learn a lot of shit when you work for an organization like that. And if you're willing to, you know. And but yeah, I hit a ceiling there at one point, and then felt the need to do something good again for the world or something. So then I started working for a CBD producer here in the Netherlands who does over 200 brands all over the world. Major producer. And he had his own brands and everything. So we started to do some marketing and help out with the website with that. But then again, I was sitting in an office all day dealing with sick people. And that whole situation came back. So then I went back into the recreational market when I was asked to be a salesperson for Green Lane, a wholesaler in all these vaporizers and the vibes papers and cookie stuff and Santa Cruz grinders and everything. So that was super cool because I got to meet a lot of cool people in the cannabis space, and really got like this was COVID period. So a lot of people are staying at home, and I was just going from coffee shop to smart shop, talking to people, being out there as much as I wanted to and as much as it was allowed, you know. So it was a cool period, and I learned a lot there, made a lot of good connections. But that ended. It was an American company, and they were doing some crazy things, and that led to the fact that they couldn't pay me anymore. So that's when they stopped they didn't renew my contract in 2022. And I had a little bit of money sitting, and I had all this time, and I had all these plans that I always wanted to do. And that's when I thought, fuck it, let's do it. Let's try. Let's see what we can do. And did the thumbs up come before because I said fuck?
I am not sure what that was. I've never seen that before. In 130 episodes, I've never seen that happen on Zoom.
Yeah, I'm gonna say fuck a lot more. Sorry about that. Already.
No, I swear. Constantly. That's the first time I've ever seen it. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what that was about.
Glad that wasn't it.
Yeah, it was on both sides. It wasn't just in your head, yeah.
But yeah. So April 2022. That's when the whole podcast idea came to life. It was something that was in my head for ages since the first cannabis job I had. I was suggesting to my employers, hey, we should do something like a podcast or video content or something. And nobody ever wanted to invest in that. And then in 2022, when I had the means, the time, and the plans, it was just a matter of trying. And we did it. And it was an instant hit. I mean, the numbers were crazy for Dutch principles, and looking at the what you said, the fact that we're censored, and it's very hard to push your content into the algorithm. As soon as you show a bud or some smoke, it's always something. But yeah, the response was great from viewers and from also companies that wanted to come on and advertise on the show, and we just started building. We just started building on the brand. We went out to different parts of the Netherlands, showed coffee shops to people, talked to cool people. We went out to events like the expos in Berlin, the expos in Spain, cool events in the Netherlands, just to show the cannabis community what else is out there. Because when I look at the Dutch way of consuming cannabis, the way I was brought into it, it's just some bad flour with tobacco. and if you're like, in most cases, it's also haze or something, you know, it's not even, it's just to get you fucked up and nothing more. And I believe that cannabis deserves more than that, way more than that, and we should look at it as a more wholesome thing. And I want to show people that, and now people send me messages saying, "Oh, I learned so much from your podcast. I've stopped using tobacco. I've started following my nose. I always say follow your nose when you're going into the coffee shop and see what your body reacts to. If your body goes, ooh, when you smell something, that's probably something you should smoke. But I guarantee you, if your body goes, you're not gonna like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the things that most cannabis users or consumers don't even think about in the Netherlands, because it's just, yeah, give me something to get me high, you know?